Telly Addicts.
Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the Telly Addicts podcast. I am your host once again, and coming up on this month's show I am going to be revealing who I think is the best Doctor Who, and I am going to be including Richard Herndell, David Bradley and Peter Cushing, so let's begin. In 18th place is John Hurt, mainly because he didn't have enough screen time to show us what he could do as the Doctor, so it's hard to judge him properly. In 17th is David Bradley, mainly because Stephen Moffat absolutely wrecked the character that David Bradley played so perfectly. In 16th is Patrick Troughton, mainly because some stories felt like they were meant to be for the first Doctor. In 15th is Peter Cushing because of the debate of whether or not the movies are canon. In 14th place is Jodie Whittaker, mainly because Chris Chibnall has wasted an amazing opportunity to do the first female Doctor justice, and I don't think she deserves the hate she has got from some so-called fans. She has only been doing the best she can with the awful scripts she has been given. In 13th is Christopher Eccleston, and even though he was my first Doctor, I hate the fact he has since put so much distance between himself and the show, and has refused to return for anniversary specials, which is such a shit thing to do. Up next is Jon Pertwee, mainly because I think his Doctor stayed on Earth for too long, and that the Earth-based stories got dull after a while. Up next is David Tennant, mainly because I think of the idea Stephen Moffat had for he have stayed for one last season. It would have been so much fun to see his Doctor meet Amy and Rory, but I guess we will never see that, and it is a shame. Next up is Paul McGann, and even though he only had one movie, and so much story left untold, he did put in a tremendous performance in that film. Up next is Peter Capaldi, and I freaking adore the Peter Capaldi Doctor, but the writing for his Doctor let him down a little from time to time. But Peter's performance throughout his tenure was absolutely phenomenal, and it's an era that I highly recommend you lot watching. Next up is Matt Smith, and my reasoning for this is because I just didn't click with his Doctor or Amy and Rory, but when Clara came along that's when I started to like his Doctor, and I just wish we had more time with Clara and Eleven. Next up is Tom Baker, mainly because I think he stayed around a bit too long, and his era became a little stale by the end of his 8-year run, but with that said his Doctor is still really iconic. Up next is Richard Herndell, and the reason why I am rating him highly is because he is the first actor to play the first Doctor since William Hartnell to play the first Doctor, and he did a brilliant job. Above him is Peter Davison, and I think he did an amazing job following the footsteps of Tom Baker, and I think he left a bit too soon and can't help but think what adventures he could have gone on if he had stayed on. In 4th place is Colin Baker, mainly because I think his era as the Doctor is really underrated, and I also think he has been treated rather harshly not only by fans, but also by John Nathan Turner. In 3rd is Joe Martin, mainly because I didn't see the twist of another Doctor in the Jodie Whittaker run coming, and I think her version of the Doctor is one I would love to see once Russell T Davies takes over. In 2nd place is William Hartnell, because without him and his hard work there would not be a Doctor Who, and we as a fandom have so much to be thankful for. And the best Doctor Who is Sylvester McCoy, and I think he is the best because he had so much crap to deal with during his run as the Doctor, and he gave the Doctor character the sense of mystery back which had been missing from the show for too long. Well, that ends my countdown. Let me know who you lot think is the best Doctor, and I will feature your comments in the next episode. So until next month, thank you so much for listening, stay safe and goodbye.
Telly Addicts.